Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today is what? Today is the 16th of January, and we are officially 15 days into our, was it 14 days? Yeah, 14 days into our 90-day challenge. Let's just have a look. Yes, today is day 14, and it has been an amazing 2 weeks. It's amazing what can happen when you really set your mind to a goal. When resolutions means to be resolute, to decide on something and to be unwavering. You are not looking left, you're not looking right. You have tunnel vision of what it is that you want to achieve. And that's exactly what this 90-day plan is about. It's about giving it your all. It's about doing the most that you can do. And so, yes, today is day 14 and we're continuing. And as you know, it takes 21 days to form a habit. So we are well on the way to creating habits of success, rituals that are going to take us to where we want to be. So today, before we go through reviewing the week and planning the new week, I just want us to pass by this section. And I want us to talk about limitations. I want us to talk about what are the things that are holding you back, because many people are wanting to get to their promised land, to the other side of their goals, their plans, but there's something that's holding them back. And we need to identify what are these things that are holding us back, because if we don't identify them, we cannot deal with them. And I was reading some statistics, and today's what's the day? The 16th. And the statistics were, when people start their resolutions at the beginning of the year, on the 1st of January, by now, 95%, a staggering, whopping 95% of people who made resolutions at the beginning of the year have already given up. They've already stopped. Now, those are the ones who've actually made resolutions. What about all those who didn't make resolutions? But let's can them for a second. And let's look at the people who made resolutions. So that means even in our group, our 90-day challenge group, those who started with us and said, yes, I want to go, I want to be there at the end of the day, most of them have quit. And what are the things that are holding them back? What is it that is dampening or not allowing them to get through and to break through? And those are the things we need to really look at and make sure that we break them and we are empowered to get to the other side. So here you can see a picture of a big, strong, mighty elephant, but this elephant is being held by a small piece of rope that this elephant could so easily break and break free. But this elephant has been conditioned over time from when it was young to believe that this small rope can hold this big, powerful, strong, capable animal. And many of us, this is a picture of our lives. We are capable, we are strong, we have everything it takes to break away from those things that are limiting us. But because of our conditioning, we are unable to do so. So if you've ever been to a circus, I know circuses are not a big thing these days, but I remember when I was young, I think I was like in grade 4 or grade 5, there was a circus in our area. And I don't like circuses because I think it's a little bit cruel to the animals, but there happened to be a circus. And I used to walk home from school every afternoon. And walking home from school, there used to be a felt. And that's where the circus was held. And they actually had the elephants right there. And the one day I was walking home and we actually walked home with these elephants, like roaming around. It was beautiful. It was an amazing experience. But now when I learn such things and I look back and I think, geez, these strong, powerful animals, but they were being controlled by one person and they were not fighting. And you knew that that was not the natural environment for the elephant to be in, but it was living and it was just, it was just there. And all of this is because when elephants are young and they're taken to the circus, they're taken to the zoo, this is how they condition them. They tie them with a rope and very strong, tight, rope or chains when they're still very young. And when they're young, the elephant's natural instinct is to fight this rope, to keep on pushing, and the elephant will fight and fight, but they will keep on, pulling it closer until the elephant gets to a point where it thinks, you know what, there's no point in fighting because every day I'm fighting, but this rope is not breaking. It just gets tighter and tighter. And one day the elephant just decides to stop. And in its stopping, it decides to stop, but the elephant is growing. It's getting bigger, it's getting stronger, and it's getting to a point where it can actually break that rope. But because it has been conditioned, it does not, it's mentally, it cannot grow beyond what it has been put through physically. And many of us, this, unfortunately, the state of human beings, we are often held back by the limitations that we sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously impose on ourselves through the mind, which were created from past failures and past experiences. So you might have tried a business before and you failed, and you tried again and you failed. Then the mind says, Kanti, why am I trying? This is not for me. I'm not built for success. Let me just give up while I can. And yet you don't know that while you are failing, you are learning, you are getting better, you are getting stronger. The more you try, the better you're becoming. And one day you're going to break through and you're going to be able to start a successful business. And this happens in every area of life. Whether you want to lose weight, you want to get stronger, you want to work out, you try this diet, it doesn't work. You try that workout plan, it doesn't work, but you're learning, you are growing. And those things are actually strengthening you. And to the natural eye, it looks like failures, but to the growth process, those things are actually things that are strengthening you and making you better. But because we are conditioned to say, if I try again, I'm going to fail. Look back, how many businesses have you tried? Some people, they think, I've tried these relationships. Hey, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm over relationships. Some people say, I'm tired of trying. And yet you need to try until you break through. So let us not be held back by our conditioning. Look at your life and look at what areas of my life do I feel defeated, or look at them, write them down. Life is built through design. It doesn't just happen to you. We should never leave our lives to chance. They have to be something that we are the authors of. We are the artist that's painting this picture called life, and never leave it to somebody else, or just to happen on its own by some miracle, because that's not how it's meant to be. We need to take control of our lives. But it's the few who do that. And those few are the same ones who are successful. They're the same ones who have lives that people envy. I read a quote the other day that said, those who do, the few who do are the envy of the many who watch. So many people are watching, but very few are doing. So even if we look at our call today, very few are doing. Very few out of our whole group are actually coming onto the call and taking the time, but the many are there. So it's just about being accountable to yourself and saying, regardless of whatever conditioning I've received, the fact that money is evil, money is the root of all evil, that's conditioning. And your life is a result of that conditioning. So that's why some people are not successful, because of their beliefs about money, their beliefs about relationships, their beliefs about weight. It's all because of that conditioning of the past. So we need to put it aside and make sure that we are reconditioning ourselves. Because if we can be conditioned to be small, surely you can condition yourself to be big, to be large, to be successful. And it's just like body conditioning. You condition your body to be in the state that you want it to be in. When you're sitting on the couch, you're conditioning your body to always be in a state of relaxation, a state of non-activity, a state of laziness. It is conditioning. When you're working out, you are waking up early, you are cutting out sugars, you are conditioning your body to be in peak performance mode. And so conditioning can work for you or it can work against you. You need to be very aware of that. So let's go back to the basics. Yes, we've been doing this for 2 weeks, but let's go back to the basics. Identify the area of your life that you want to improve. If you haven't already done it, this is a chance for you to do it again. This is what our whole 90-day challenge is about. Identify the one area of your life you want to improve as your primary achievement goal. Number 2, you will then build a secondary goal, but going through the same steps. So identify which area of your life do you want to improve. Then in identifying that area of your life, whether it's your finances, relationships, physical, your physical being, write down how that area is doing right now. So let's take an example of finances. Where are your finances? Are you in debt? Are you behind on your bills? Are you making less than what your life requires, just your basic current lifestyle requires? If that's the case, write it down. Be honest with yourself. Say, hey, I have a shortfall every month of this type of money. This is how much it's costing me just to maintain this lifestyle, and yet I'm falling short, or I'm just making it. It's time for you to be honest with yourself. Write the truth of where you are. This is between you and your God. Is between you. You don't have to show it to the next person. You don't have to share it in the group, but be honest with yourself. Where are you? Because if you're not honest, you really can't get to the next step. So identify that area. Then step number 2, what are the rituals or the habits that got you there? If your finances are not in a good place, what has gotten you there? Are you spending more than you're making? Are you using a budget? Are you spending? Do you even track your spending habits? Do you know how much comes in a month and how much goes out? Do you know how much is going towards your primary living expenses, electricity, rates and taxes, bond, all of that? Do you know what those figures are? Do you know how much you're spending on entertainment? Do you know how much you're spending on food? Do you know how much you're spending on things that maybe sundries, things that are not that important? Do you know these things? The habit of not keeping track of your finances is one of the habits that have gotten you there. Do you have wasteful expenditure? Are you too frugal that you're not taking some money and investing it, or using it to build a business to get further? What habits have gotten you there? Write your current habits. If it's about your physical being, write your habits. When you wake up, what's the first thing that you do? I read something the other day that said, people, first thing they do when they wake up, they grab their phones. They don't even know if their legs are working. What is more important to you? Are you sitting on your phone 5 hours a day doing social media or just being entertained, versus taking 20 minutes out of a day to be active? Go for a walk, take time to stretch, even just to stretch, not hectic exercise, but just to stretch your body out and to get everything in alignment. What are the rituals that have gotten you there? Once again, be honest. And those rituals have gotten you there, and they are keeping you there. Your conditioning is keeping you stuck. Then step number 3, we want to talk about, what do you want in that area of your life? So here are my finances. I'm not in a good financial position, or I'm doing okay. Now I need to do better. Or I'm doing well. I want to do even better than where I am at right now. What do you want out of that area? Right now, I'm okay. I'm comfortable, but I don't want to just be comfortable now. Now I want to step into a realm of wealth. I want to have more than what my expenses require. I want to be financially free. I want my passive income to be greater than my active income. What do you want from that area in your life? Physically, I want to be able to run a 5K marathon. I want to be able to fit into a size X of jeans that I was fitting in 10 years ago. Whatever that we want in that area, be specific and write it down. Then step number 4, what are the rituals and habits that are going to get you there? So financially, maybe you want to get better in your finances. Ritual number 1, I need to do a daily journal of my spending habits. Spending every day, I need to put it onto a spending app, a tracking app. It's so simple these days. And I can track where I'm at with my spending. How much did I spend for this? How much did I spend for that? At the end of the week, it can give you a picture of where is your expenditure going. Is it wasteful expenditure? Is it good expenditure? Do you have more money to do certain things that you want to do? So write down the habits that are going to get you there. If it's physical, what habits are you going to get you there? Drink more water, cut out sugars, cut out starch, whatever, or cut out meat, whatever plan it is that you've chosen to go with. Write down the habits that are going to get you there, and be specific. And the habits that are going to get you there, they might seem like simple rituals and habits, but you need to be absolutely consistent with them. Consistency, folks, is the key to success. It's not about doing something once or doing, I'm going to run 10 kilometers today because I feel like I should be working out. No, you should have been running 2 kilometers or walking around the block every day for the past 14 days. You cannot just get up and say, I'm going to run 10 Ks today. Your body won't be able to take it. It's a step-by-step process. So make sure that you are working on your habits and making sure that they are going to get you there. Because in life, there's always 2 pains. There's the pain of discipline. Being disciplined is painful, folks. It's not really an enjoyable a thing, to get up and work out. It's cold. You still want to sleep. You got to bed late. There's things going on in your life. Your mind is not right. But to get up and to discipline yourself and say, you know what, I am going to work out. It is not easy, but there's the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. It's a schlep to have to every evening, now I have to write down my expenses. I have to look at my slips. I have to put it into this tracker. Even if it takes 2 minutes, some people can think, hey, this is such a nuisance. But it's something you have to do daily, because at the end of the week, it's going to give you a picture of what do your finances look like? Can you afford to be doing the things that you're doing? Can we afford to be buying Gucci when our budget is not there yet? These are things that we have to actually be very disciplined about and make sure that you are doing what is required to get your life to where you want to be. And Jim Rohn says, discipline weighs ounces. It weighs grams, just a few grams. If you take a spoon of sugar, put it on your hand, that's a few grams. That's the weight of discipline versus the weight of regret. The weight of regret is like that elephant. It weighs a ton. Discipline weighs grams if we compare it to the pain of discipline weighs grams if we compare it to the pain of regret. So we want to make sure that we stick the course. Don't be at the end of this 90 days looking back in regret when people are giving their testimonies. Hey, look, I started 90 days ago. Yes, I wasn't perfect along the way because nobody is, but I kept on learning. I kept on growing. I kept on challenging myself. And that is what is very important. Now, for those of you on this call, I'm preaching to the choir. Just the fact that you showed up, it means you're almost there. 90% of the job is done just by showing up. The rest is going to be in the activity. So good, kudos to you. And those who couldn't show up in watching this recording, I hope that you're going to stick the course and that you're going to make it an effort to say, maybe I'm not available Sunday nights, but I'm going to make it, put it in my plan to watch the recording and get myself up to date with where I want to be. So your conditioning, it's believing we cannot do something simply because we failed it once before. Let's not fail this time. Let's make sure that we are successful, because we are going to choose not to accept the false boundaries and limitations that were created by the past. Last year, you wanted to do something, it didn't happen. So now you think, your resolutions, should I even? Don't worry about what didn't happen or what did happen in the past. Now we are taking away those limitations. We are breaking every boundary and we are starting every day anew. Even if on Wednesday, your Tuesday, you didn't do all your habits that were in your journal. You didn't do what you were supposed to. You didn't put it on your spending tracker. You didn't work out and you said you were going to work out. It's fine. Wednesday is a new day. We are breaking boundaries and we're not going to let yesterday's failures keep us from having a successful day today. So I just thought that that's very important for us to go through and just make sure that, let us be aware of what is happening and where we're at. So let's have a look at week 2. Okay, so I've still got week 3 here, but it's fine. The review is the same. So let's go back to the week. How was your week? What are the things that you wanted to achieve? How much of it have you achieved? So today is Sunday. I did spend some time also doing this. What was your biggest win? What was that one thing that you did and you thought, geez, this week was successful simply because I achieved this? Maybe the small things, here and there, I wasn't so diligent on, but this is the one thing that I can say this week was successful because of my biggest win. Tick it up, write what your biggest win was, and celebrate it. Celebrate the fact that you got this done. That was the one thing that you needed to do this week that you did successfully. Tick it, because that is what's going to give you the momentum to go into the new week, and just small wins lead to big wins. You win many times before you actually win in the playing field. You win as a boxer, you win in the gym, you win in those 5 a.m. runs where people are sleeping and you are still, out there training your body. This week I saw somebody also say, I saw a quote that said, we sweat in training so that we don't bleed in battle. And that's what this is all about. It's about those small wins daily that are going to take you to the big win eventually at the end of your 90 days. What tasks do you need to migrate? What were you supposed to do that you haven't done? Go to your journal, cross out what's irrelevant, whatever's still important for you to do that you haven't done this week, it's okay. Migrate it to the next week and make sure that it's done. Habit goals, tick if you have done your habits. So I have my habits, don't use the phone in the morning, check if your legs are actually still working before you touch your phone. So those type of habits, cross it off if you've achieved at least 80% of your habit goals this week. Important task, your weekly progress. How much of this first task did you complete? 0 to 100%. I'm happy this week. My most important task is done all the way, 100%. My second task, not so much. But my second, this one here, secondary task number 2, I also completed about 95% of the way. So I was pretty proud of those. This one wasn't done, so I'm going to have to migrate it. But I'm going to start working on it tonight to kind of, catch up on where I have not achieved. So it happens. Write your notes. What could you do better this week? Write some notes. What held you back? What could you do to make it better? What new habits can you add? Because you're now starting to get into the flow of things. Write it down, write it down. Don't just think it, write it down, make it plain. Even says, even the Bible says, write the vision down, make it plain so that everybody can see it and understand it and can run with it. So write it down, writing it down is so, so powerful. So write down your plans for the week. And here's a little quote for us. It's better to look ahead and prepare than look back and regret. Let it not be a mistake. Let our lives be lives that we lead by design. So that's our review for week 2. Make sure you write it out. Make sure you go through it, sit and share it with a partner if you need to. Maybe you have an accountability partner. Maybe you have somebody that you're really close to that you trust. If not, between you and your God, and your journal, get it done and just keep on working in silence, but knowing that you are going to achieve big things. Then now we're planning for week 3, 11 weeks remaining. When we started with 13 weeks, and every minute, every day, we get closer and closer to that 90 days. And it's not a joke. Days are moving. We're now in the double digits of days. Next thing is going to be 3 weeks left before the end of the 90-day goal. So make sure that let's make sure that we're pushing it as much as we can. So we've got 11 weeks remaining. Remind yourself, what is your 90-day goal? Write down the vision, make it plain, so that everybody who sees it can run with it. Write it down, remind yourself. And so put down your 90-day plan again, and then assess your progress. How far are you in achieving that goal? And when are you going to get there? Make sure you are tracking it on a regular. Then your big 3 for the week. What are the most important things that you need to do this week? If you do these 3 things, then you can tick the week off as successful. Why are they important? And write them down and make sure that you are going to be doing the things during the day that are going to make this a successful week. Then your habits, again, write down what your habits are there. I've added a new habit this week because I realized my other habit, it was good, but I put a habit to read every single day. And so I haven't gone to go and get out new books. And I realized I've read everything in my library. I got a new book 2 days ago and I realized, maybe this is not really in line with what I want to do. So I've decided to then watch the books that I do want to read, start watching the videos on YouTube. And they maybe 20, 30 minutes long, where it's a summary of the entire book. I'm still going to read the book, but in the meantime, I can still be watching the video that is going through, the book in summary. So that's one of the habits that I've added. So write down your habits. Monday, Sunday, tick them off. Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, every day, tick them off and make sure that you are pushing and making it happen. So that is that for your weekly plan. And then plan Monday as well, because Monday's tomorrow, so we need to start planning it. Then you'll put your date over there. 11 weeks remaining. Write down what is going to be the most important task for today. I have my most important task for today. Everything else can wait. If this is not completed, I cannot move on to other things. So I'm going to do this first. It's going to be the frog that I eat early in the morning, because like Brian Tracy says in his book about which book was it again? Oh yes, Eat the Frog. That's what the book is called. He talks about doing the thing you least want to do and the most important thing you want to do first thing in the morning. And once you get that done, you feel so accomplished and you don't look at your day with dread. It's like if you don't really enjoy working out, then maybe you should do that first in the morning. So you're not spending every minute of the day thinking, "Joe, can I still have to work out? Can I still have to work out?" No, work out, get it out the way, and it's done. So the frog is gone. You've eaten it. It's finished. So most important task of the day, make sure that you write it. And this is the thing that's going to leave you satisfied. You can fill in your morning routine over there. Secondary tasks, once you've eaten the frog, once you've done the most important task of the day, what's going to make your day even better? So I've worked out, if physical is our goal, I've worked out what are going to be the next tasks. Maybe I need to start, making my my health juices. Maybe that's the second most important thing that I need to do, or whatever your secondary task is. Maybe I need to build an eating plan. Maybe I need to start doing I need a spending tracker, so I need to find the right one. I need to start filling it in if it's financial goals. Then those are the tasks that are going to make your day even better. Put them in there, tick them off, get them done. Then your additional tasks, these are things that are not as important as the others, but will make your day much better. So always write those in and tick them off as you go. Ticking things off your list gives you such, it's it's a dose of endorphins. And, you know, as you tick it off, the endorphins rush to the head and say, yes, let's go. And that gives you more fuel in your tank to keep on going. But if you're going to sit back and just look at the manual, look at your journal, nothing's going to happen. Do, act. It's all about being active and building the building blocks towards your success. So that is Monday for us, and every day in the week works the same. So keep on writing out your notes and doing your evening daily recap. So at the end of every evening, describe your day in one line. Okay, today was a good day, or today was okay, simply because XYZ. Write it down, jot it down. Your thoughts are so important, and you'll see as you jot them down. It's only 2 weeks in, but I can already see the difference from what I was writing in the first week to what I'm writing this week. I'm getting a lot more done now, and my evening recaps are a lot more progressive than what they were in the first week. So I can already see that there's progress and things are moving in the right direction. So do your evening recap. Don't cheat yourself, because you're only cheating yourself. Everyone else is looking at their own journal. Leba's looking at hers, you're looking at yours. You know, the next person is looking at theirs. Don't worry about anybody else. Worry about yourself, commit to yourself, be accountable to yourself, and make sure that you're giving it your all. Every single day, give it your all. It's no good doing it once a week. Do it every single day, consistently, diligently, put in the effort, and make sure that you're going to live a life of design. So that is how the evening recap works. And that's our journal, folks. It's simple to use. I love it. And I really appreciate your feedback on the journal. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback. So thank you for that. However, all feedback is important, and whatever questions you might have, always remember I'm available. And if you want to maybe have a quick Zoom, 10-15 minutes one-on-one, you need assistance with this and that, I am available. It's about each of us growing, because when you help others, you're also growing. And if you want to teach somebody how to use this way of journaling, that's also actually going to help you. So let's not be afraid of growing. Let's not be afraid of lending a helping hand. I'm here, I'm available. If you do need anything, please do shout. But yeah, that's it for our week. Like we said, it's going to be short but explosive, and I think it was. So remember that image of the elephant. Let us not be held back by limitations that are in the past, by conditioning that is in the past. Grow out of it, break free, and live the life that you were meant to live. We're meant to live a glorious life of abundance, of wealth, of everything good. But those things don't just happen. Wealth doesn't just surprise you. Wealth doesn't come and attack you. You need to go out and get it. And so your rituals must back you up. If you want wealth, if you want health, if you want success, if you want better relationships, these things are not going to attack you. They're not going to come in your sleep while you're sleeping and say, hey, by the way, we're there. They are going to come through the actions that you are doing on a daily basis. So make sure that your rituals are in line with the standards that you have set for yourself. They're in line with the vision that you have of yourself and of your life. Make sure that everything you're doing daily is building and is conditioning you for success and not taking you backwards. So with that, that's all from me. Thank you so much for coming on the call. I will be sharing this recording on the groups, and let's keep on growing and let's keep on sharing. Love you all. Thank you so much for that, Robert. Thank you so much. God bless and good evening.